we see what giving a huge contract to a high profile player can do. Brings a lot of heat on that guy. Well, wide receiver is only half of what a quarterback's making. And this offseason, a bunch of quarterbacks got some extensions that made them just outrageously rich. To Goff, who else? Trevor Lawrence,
Love,
Jordan
Dak.
Love, Dak. Well, you take it from here.
Yeah, so you've got the top 5 paid quarterbacks in AAV, so average annual value, are Dak, Burrow, Love, Lawrence, and Tua. Those players on the field this year are 2-10. You've got 5 teams rather, that are 3-0. Here's the quarterback pay rankings for those teams. You've got Patrick Mahomes, 13th highest paid quarterback AAV. You've got the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, 14th highest paid quarterback AAV. You've got Geno Smith in the Seattle Seahawks, 20th highest paid quarterback. You've got the Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold, 22nd highest paid. And then you've got the Pittsburgh Steelers, Justin Fields, 39th highest paid quarterback. So you've got no quarterbacks in the top 10 of pay AAV with a 3-0 record. And then the top 5 quarterbacks are combined 2-10. So the question becomes, even if Purdy proves that he's worth it, is any quarterback really worth this kind of money? Because you're seeing, I don't think Tua is very good. I don't think Lawrence is very good. I think Dak is good. I think Dak gets a lot of hate, but I think Dak's a good quarterback. Burrow, most people argue with me that he's better than Allen. And then you've got Love, who I think it's still out on him whether he is good or he's not. But you're seeing a mixed bag of guys getting paid that aren't producing wins because the rest of the team around them is not complete enough. So the question is not just Brock Purdy, but are any of these quarterbacks really, truly worth this kind of money?
I think the answer is no. Here's the way I look at it. Who are the 2 best quarterbacks in the league?
Mahomes and Allen.
Clearly. They're a tier above.
Yep.
They're like generational, like 2 all-time great quarterbacks. I don't know that there's any other all-time great quarterbacks currently playing, but those 2 are clearly all-time greats. Okay. Yep. And you said they rank where in AAV?
13th and 14th.
Okay. And they're on good teams that are well constructed and they're contenders. So how do you put together a better team than those guys with a quarterback who's more expensive and not as good? You can't. I mean, you maybe if you just start with the greatest draft, because some good luck goes your way, injuries, draft picks, but like ultimately you're working from a deficit. So it seems to me like Brock, hell of a player. I would not recommend offering him more than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen currently make. And I understand that they signed a few years ago and the market has changed. It's just not smart. I wouldn't do it. You can't make more than Mahomes and Allen. I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, look at 3 of the Final 4 teams last year. You had Goff before he got paid again. You have Brock, who's obviously the best bargain in football. You have Patrick Mahomes, who AAV ranks 13th. And then you had Lamar, who's wasn't even in the top 5 AAV, but he's in the top 10. So, I mean, the proof is kind of there right now that you don't want to pay big time money. And you're right. I mean, if Mahomes and Allen are the standard at quarterback, and you're going to pay above that going rate for your quarterback,
good luck.
You're already at a deficit at the most important position in football when you go head to head with those guys. And now the rest of the team isn't as good because you can't pay enough to make them on the same level. It's like, well, what's the point?
Your quarterback is Dak and he's making $20 million more a year than Mahomes. Good luck, dude. Where are you going? Like your quarterback is Jalen Hurts and he makes more than Mahomes. What? I can't take you seriously.
No.
You're not going to win the Super Bowl.
No, you cannot.
No,
you cannot.
So the Niners haven't made that mistake yet.
They haven't. But there are some good quarterbacks in there. I mean, Dak and Burrow, I think, are good quarterbacks. Some think Burrow's elite, but I'm sorry. Burrow's not as good as Mahomes or Allen. And his team he's making way more. Yes.
I'm not saying it's 100% because Burrow makes a lot of money, but that's part of it.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say it's not 100% on Burrow. I mean, he's played fine. At least he did last game, but that team, they lost Mixon this offseason. They lost some defensive players over the last couple of years. They lost arguably the best safety in football, who's over on the Falcons now. So those players you have to get rid of. And then they're going to lose one of these two receivers. They still haven't found a way to pay Jamar Chase. He's pissed off. And then you're going to lose most likely T. Higgins. Like, you just have to strip away talent constantly when these guys are making that much money. And that's not a way to win. So I hope that not only the front office, and I hope that Brock Purdy is also aware, like, hey, I do want to win. Yes, I want to make a lot of money, but I do want to win also. There has to be a happy medium in here. There has to be. Because $60 million is just, it's not going to happen. If you couldn't win at $1 million with 3 chances at it, you're not going to win at 60 million. You're just not.
I feel like what was smart about what the Chiefs and Bills did, when they extended Allen and Mahomes particularly, it was really long extensions. Wasn't Mahomes a 10-year extension?
10-year contract, right. Yeah.
So what you can do is, at first, he's like the highest paid. Like when Mahomes signed that contract, he was probably the highest paid quarterback in the league. But eventually, the market goes up. You're locked into a rate, and every year you drop down, and you're locked in, and it's guaranteed. Like that is a smart play, as opposed to giving a guy like a 4-year deal. Give him a 10-year deal. If he's that guy, if he's really that guy, lock him in, and in a few years he'll be a bargain, and you'll have a Hall of Fame quarterback at mid prices. But you got to be certain he's that guy. And as good as Purdy is, I'm still not certain he's a future Hall of Famer. He might be. But I don't know. No one knows.
Well, I mean, I think the other thing too, and this is where teams with like the Bills and like the Chiefs, what you can do is you continuously kick the can down the road with those quarterbacks. And then when they retire, you have a year where you're just paying a crap ton of money because you kick the can. But that's your rebuild year anyway. So you're losing the Hall of Fame quarterback. You're not going to be good. Take a major cap hit for 1 year, and then you can start over again. That's really what the Chiefs and these guys are doing. It's like you give them a long contract. You just kick the can. When Mahomes retires, you're going to have like a cap hit of like $150 million. It's going to be asinine. But it doesn't matter. Mahomes just retired. You're not winning that year anyway. So just suck for a year, then go draft another quarterback and do it all over again.
Yeah. And it's like, everyone wants to have the quarterback on the rookie deal. Great. It just seems like really hard. It's still really hard to get the quarterback right. There's a lot of busts, but there's that middle ground where you can get a good quarterback, pay him in middle of the market money, and there's an actual chance where he can actually outperform his deal, even if he's making $30 million a year or 35 or 40. But at 55, like, dude, even if you're putting up Pro Bowl numbers, you're not earning that because Mahomes is better than you and he's making less.
Well, and Burrow's a great example of this. Again, a lot of people thought he was the second best quarterback in the league going into this year. Even he can't transcend a roster when he's making that much money.